What's up, YouTube? It's Cholula's Comics. I'm here giving you my 50 top comics for the Doom143's 700 plus video contest entry. Doom, man, good looking out, bro. I'm so happy that you made it plus past 700 subscribers. Awesome collection, you guys. Awesome collector, most importantly, awesome collector. Just a really good dude. He's always spreading the love in the YouTube community. He's always looking out for people left and right, shooting acts of kindness. Not because he feels like he has to, but just because that's the kind of dude he is. You know, he ships all the way from Hawaii out of the goodness of his heart. Dude, man, thank you so much for doing this. Congratulations once again. Without further ado, I'm going to start showing some of my top books. I don't have them in like top 1 through 50 order, but I do got them in some kind of order. The order I have them in is, these are just some randoms. This here is my copy of Star Wars #1. Not in the greatest shape, but it's mine. It's mine, it's on mine, it ain't nobody else's. Star Wars #1, and that's an original print right there. This here is New Avengers #12, but it's the 50th anniversary of the Black Panther. And man, when I seen this cover, it was such an important and powerful cover for me, because you see the Black Panther and what he stands for, and he's sitting there fighting against the KKK. Man, that's an awesome cover. Love it. Take that all day. Here's a book that I showed before. This is Pablo's Inferno #1. I got it signed by the artist, Rod Montijo, and he did a little sketch for me right there in the corner. It's just like a little calavera, a little skull. And I actually got to meet him. He's a fellow Stocktonian. He's from Stockton, California. He's a great artist, produces his own books. This is a 6-series set of books published by Abysmal Comics. And if you guys get a chance to read it and check it out, it's a great little read right there. Check it out. That's definitely my top 50 right there. Next, I have the Infinity Gauntlet #1. This is just an awesome story. This is great art by my homie George Perez. You know, this is just an iconic storyline that I grew up with and that I love to this day. Civil War #1. And, you know, this is important for so many reasons. Great storyline. Kickstarted a lot of the stuff that we're into right now nowadays in the Marvel Comics scene. But most importantly, this is the storyline that first got me into Captain America right there. You know, I never liked him, to be honest with you. He was just too much of a Boy Scout, too much of a goody-goody, from what I thought. And I was just judging the book by his cover. I never gave him a chance until I read the storyline. And man, you guys, freaking love Captain America. He's got to be my maybe top 6 all-time characters. I love Cap now. Here I have a copy of The Monster of Frankenstein #1. Love this book. I can't say too much about it in that it speaks for itself. Great art. It's a great storyline. I believe the story only ran 17 issues total. I have them all. But this #1, I mean, I love me Frankie. Frankenstein is my favorite monster of all time. So that's definitely one of my top 50 all-time books there. Alright, so that's it for my miscellaneous Marvel stuff. Next, I'm going to show a set of DC books. And first up, I have Justice League #38. And this is actually the Mexican print variant. So this book was printed for Mexico, in Mexico. And this is a variant called Calaveritas, which means like little skulls or baby skulls. As you can see, the entire Justice League is done in little skulls, kind of like Day of the Dead style. So I thought that was really cool. Next, I have Batman #11. Excuse me, this is Nightfall #11 from the Nightfall storyline, but it's Batman #497. And sure, you know, this is a book that's not hard to find. It's a book that probably all of you guys have, but it's just such an impactful storyline. It's such an important storyline. And this is a storyline that guys that are my age, my generation, grew up with. So to me, this is one of the most important books, one of the more important books in my collection. And it's in really good shape, and I love this book. Next, I have Batman Dark Detective #1. Just an iconic cover, great cover with Joker there. Wonder Woman #1. This is from the George Perez series. Keeping with my George Perez fandom, I have Crisis on Infinite Earths #7. Another great storyline, and to me, that's the most important and most iconic cover of the series. Sure, the Flash issue is probably the most important book of the series, but for me, that's my favorite there. Tales of the Teen Titans, number 44. The Judas Contract, great storyline. Very important because this is the first appearance of Robin, or should I say Dick Grayson, as Nightwing and no longer Robin. Batman The Dark Knight Falls, book 4. Of course, Frank Miller story, Frank Miller art. And again, that's my favorite book of the run, just because of that cover there. It's just so iconic for me. Batman, Death of the Family. Again, another storyline that kind of changed the game in comic books. The fans got to write this one, and they got to call the shots on this one. So, just a great storyline. I looked for this for a long time, and the condition and price that I got it in, so I was really happy to finally have it in my collection. I have the entire series, but we had to limit it to 50, right? So, I'm trying to keep it under 50, bud. All right, next, I have Flash, number 197, showing his greatest rival, the origin of Zoom. Justice League America, number 1. This is the Virgin print variant. Lobo, smoking a stogie. This is Lobo is one of my favorite characters in DC, period. No qualifiers on that, period. And finally, my favorite DC book that I have in my collection, Batman, The Killing Joke, first print by Alan Moore. Cover book, speak for itself, guys. Don't got nothing else to say about that. Excuse me. I do have 2 books, 2 of my favorite slab DC books, and I'll show those to you guys now. This is DC Comics Presents, number 26, and I like to call this Giant Size X-Men Diet, or Giant Size X-Men Light, because it's the first appearance of a few key characters in the DC universe. Raven, Starfire, and Cyborg. So much like Giant X-Men number 1 was the first introduction to a big team, we have that here. So, and here's my favorite DC book. It's Omega Man number 3. Like I said, you guys, Lobo is my favorite character. I've been reading Lobo books since I was little. Probably shouldn't have been because of how crazy, graphic, violent they are, but I've been reading Lobo books since I was little. I've been following Lobo, the character, since I was little. Couldn't stand the new 52 version of him, but that's neither here nor there. This is his first appearance, and actually, most importantly for me, this is actually my birthday book, you guys. This was printed in June of 1983, so I was really happy to figure. Big ups to Enrique, Biggie's Comics, for helping me figure that out and teaching me about what birthday books were. But that's my birthday book there. All right, that's it for the DC Comics. Next, I'm going to move on to a few little Spidey books here that are my favorite. I have Spider-Man number 1. This is the Todd McFarlane version, and this is actually the gold cover version. You guys, I have the regular version, I have the silver version, but of all the metallics, the gold is my favorite, so I chose to show this one. Next is the Amazing Spider-Man number 252, tied for one of the first appearances of Spidey in the black suit, in the black symbiote suit. And last and certainly not least, Amazing Spider-Man number 300, you guys. And you guys know whose first appearance that was, right? Right? I don't gotta say it, you already know. I'm not gonna say it. Alright, so that's, actually, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it for my, let's show a couple of Marvel books here. I have this Ms. Marvel number 1, slabbed in a 7.0. In keeping with my Spidey theme, I have Amazing Spider-Man number 15. First appearance of Mary Jane in the Iron Spider costume. This was an important book for a couple of reasons. Art was done by, excuse me, the cover art was done by Mr. Alex Ross, and I got this book in a 9.8, and this was one of my first 9.8 books, so that's why it's important to me for a couple of reasons. Man, I gotta fix that glare. Apologies, you guys. Anyways, that's it for my Spidey books and Lady book slabs. In keeping with my Hulk theme, I have Hulk number 1, not Hulk number 1, but Hulk number 1. First appearance of Red Hulk. Love this book, love this cover, love this character. Not a whole lot much more to say. Next, I have The Savage She-Hulk #1. As you guys all know, this is the last last work to be done by Stan Lee. Incredible Hulk #102. And this is an important book because this picks the run back up. If you guys don't know, the first few books that were printed for Incredible Hulk were issues 1 through 6. After 6, they dropped the title, and Hulk started reappearing in comic books in Tales to Astonish. Tales to Astonish #59. And after he stopped appearing in Tales to Astonish 59 and got his own title back, it was in this title issue that they picked his the numbering back up, and it was #102. Next, I have Incredible Hulk #340. Just a beautiful, iconic cover there, showing my main dude right there, Wolverine. And last but certainly not least, I have my king size special Hulk Annual #1, with where Hulk battles the Inhumans. So that does it for my top Hulk books that I have in my collection. Next, I'm going to be getting to my X-Men books. I have X-Men #1, of course not the 1960s X-Men, but the 1990s X-Men, which is the X-Men that I grew up with, probably the ones that you grew up with. And it's just a great cover, iconic cover. I didn't want to show the rest of them. This is actually a connecting cover, so you can see Magneto on this side, and then the rest of the X-Men that way. And it'd be, I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4 covers? 4 or 5 covers. Here's X-Men #268. Appearances by the Black Widow and Captain America. Beautiful Jim Lee cover right there. X-Factor #6. Because what would the X-Men be without great villains like Apocalypse? And this is his first appearance. X-Men #222. Who doesn't love a good Wolverine and Sabretooth fight? Talking about Wolverine and Sabretooth fights, I have X-Men #213. Another one of my favorite books and favorite covers, Crucifixion of Wolverine, X-Men #251. X-Men #46, iconic cover and iconic story where the X-Men are forced to dismantle at the hands of the Juggernaut. X-Men #40, with an appearance by my good buddy Frankenstein. Love this book. Love it so much I got 2 copies of it. I may be looking for a third one if I can find it for the right price and the right condition. And finally, my favorite X-Men book that's in my collection, Uncanny X-Men #141, Days of Future Past storyline. Leave that up on there. Take these down. Alright. Last but not least, you guys, my Wolverine books. And well, actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. I got a few X-Men slabs that I'd like to show. Well, actually, just one. This is Uncanny X-Men #221. And this is the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. And I got it in a PGX 9.6. I want to put that over here. I think there's less glare there. And yeah, that's it. That's it for right now for the slab books. I got a couple more to show. So if you'll bear with me, this is just one of my favorites just because it's a very important book. Death of Wolverine #1. Comes in all kinds of variants, all kinds of sizes, shapes, forms. I just chose to go with the original cover on that one. Origin, since we started with the end, we'll start with the beginning. Origin #1, talking about Wolverine's storyline and his origins, where he came from and how he came to be. Wolverine #2, from his first ongoing series. Just a beautiful cover. You know me, I love my red backgrounds, and it's always a good fight when it's him versus a Silver Samurai. Wolverine #8, one of my favorite books in my collection, just because of the cover art. I mean, it's a good story too. It's actually a really good and funny story because Grey Hulk's in it. Not just Green Hulk, but Grey Hulk, Mr. Joe Fix-It. Really funny storyline. And it's an iconic cover. Speaking of iconic covers, we got 2 good ones here. Wolverine #10, first fight between Wolverine and Sabretooth. Really important book right here, you guys. Really important book, not just to me, but to any other Wolverine fan out there. Wolverine #1 from the Frank Miller miniseries. And you know what? I guess I will show. Now is a good time as any to show my Wolverine #1 from the first ongoing series, Slab, a CBCS 9.4. Beautiful book, great story, love it. And this probably would have been a better transition earlier, but here's my Wolverine, Spider-Man, and a CBCS 9.6. Just another great storyline. Key issue, well, mini key in that it's the death of Ned Leeds, the original Hobgoblin, and we also get an appearance by Charlemagne, Wolverine's homie from the war times. So that's it for the Slab books. Actually, you know what? That's not it for the Slab books. Let me show you guys a couple more books here. I have, speaking of Tales to Astonish 59, the first appearance of Hulk since the end of his miniseries. I have Tales to Astonish 59, first appearance of the Hulk since his miniseries, signed by Stan Lee, and it's at a CGC 6.0 CGC Signature Series with the Stan Lee label and all. Next, X-Men #14, also signed by Stan Lee at a CGC 6.5 with the Stan Lee label. And this will be book #50 here. Amazing Spider-Man #50. Book #50, and here's #50. Spider-Man No More, signed by Stan Lee at PGX 7.0. And you know what, you guys? That would pretty much do it because that's 50 books, right? But I got a little bit of a bonus. I got a small little bonus just for Doom. Doom said bring out your best books. I did my best to bring out my best books. I had some heavy books in here, some big boy books. I had some not so big boy books, but they were important books to me. And now it's time for the most important books in my collection. I haven't showed these off because they're fairly new. They're new to my collection. There's a couple of guys out there that I've told about them. But, you know, if I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do it right? So let's do it. These are the best books that I have in my collection, hands down, bar none. No negotiating, nothing. Here we go. This is the first time I'm showing them, so I'm a little pumped. I'm a little nervous. Here we go. Incredible Hulk, #180. First cameo appearance of Wolverine. Incredible Hulk, #182, which ends that storyline. And you know what, you guys know how big of a Wolverine fan I am. You know how long I've been doing this, how long I've been looking for this guy right here. I finally got a copy. I got my hands on it. Incredible Hulk, #181. First full appearance of Wolverine. You guys don't even know how happy I was to get this book in my collection. Yeah, man, you guys, I was super pumped. I know I'm sick right now, so I don't sound that pumped, but I was really excited. And I'm excited to be showing it for the first time here on the Doom143 700 plus contest. So Doom, once again, man, thank you so much for putting this contest on. Thank you for being such a pillar of the community, such an upstanding gentleman. And you know, I'm sick, so it sounds like I'm joking, but I'm not. I'm super serious, man. You're a cool ass cat. I wouldn't know why anybody would be subbed to me and watching this video and not know of you. But if you don't know Doom, please go check him out, sub him up, give him a hello, watch his video, shoot him some likes. He's a real good dude. As far as you know, shouting out YouTubers under 100, man, it's been a rough few months for me as far as work and family is concerned, so I haven't been as active on YouTube as I'd like to be, so I don't know a whole bunch. I would say feel free to, I don't keep my subs a secret. You guys can check them out. If that's not good enough, you know, I apologize, man, but I haven't been keeping up on game like that, so, you know, like I said, apologies in advance, but I still wanted to make this video to shoot you some support, shoot you some love, and that's it, man. So without further ado, you guys, Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my books. If you have any comments, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. Again, go check out Doom. Big ups to you, homie. And that's it. Until we see you next time, it's Cholula's Comics. You already know what time it is. Keep stacking hella comics.